The little red light is flashing. That's good.
Yeah, that's always a good thing.
It is. So, have you drunk your coffee, or are you still drinking it?
I am in the process of drinking it, which is a good thing. I usually don't get up this early.
What were you?
No. Over there.
Yeah. Okay. Are you the guy that also does Doctor Who videos?
Yes, I am. I started doing the What Doctor parody videos about a year ago.
And do you play the Doctor, or do you just film it?
Oh no, I play the Doctor as well. I hope my English accent is not too abysmal.
I have to say, it's actually rather good.
Why, thank you.
Yes.
My co-star, Tosca Minato, is actually British, and the running gag that we have in the show is her accent keeps changing and her name keeps changing, but the character stays the same. So she's been Scottish, she's been Welsh, she's been standard British, Cockney. She's wonderful. So I've learned a lot from her.
You get lots of hits with Doctor Who things. I did a film with my then 6-year-old. Now he's 13, and I think we got about 250,000 hits on that. It was it was astonishing. It's certainly more than anything I've ever made has achieved. Yeah. How on earth did you hear about us, Jerry?
Well, I actually found you guys on an internet search. I was looking for no budget or zero budget film festivals, and yours was one of the names that came up. And I liked the website, and I thought, okay, these guys sound like my kind of filmmakers, so I'll submit the film.
Okay. And what did you shoot? What did you shoot the film on?
I actually shot it on my Sony A57. One of the things that, I think we're both on the same page as far as no budget stuff goes.
Yeah.
I try and use what I have. And with very little funding, I was like, okay, I've got, I've done a video or the web series on an iPad, and I wanted to just do a step up, and I had the A57, and I hadn't shot a whole lot of stuff on it. And I was like, okay, I'll just, grab this and see what we get. And the footage came out very, 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 very good. It's full HD, so, it lends itself to good editing.
Yeah.
And then I did the entire editing on on iMovie and my iMac.
So, are you in the filmmaking business, or is this just a hobby?
Well, to give you a little background on me, I was a dancer. I was a ballet dancer for many years. I was a member of the Joffrey for 8 years. And I come from a theatrical family. Both my parents were on Broadway. And so I've always been, in theater in some way. And at one point in my dance career, I thought, I really want to do other things. And I always wanted to try acting. So I moved out to California and started taking acting classes, doing theater, and all that kind of stuff. And moving out to California, you kind of fall into the TV and film business. And I've been lucky enough to do a number of things, and it's still my ultimate goal to be a wildly successful actor, director, filmmaker, whatever. So I've dabbled in a lot of different things. The web series. Actually, the Doctor Who web series was the second web series I did. I worked with a friend of mine who was a stuntman in the industry for many, many years. And we did 39 episodes of The Adventures of Superseven, a really tongue-in-cheek action-adventure masked spy thing that doesn't take itself very seriously at all. And we've won several awards, and the weirdest thing is that I've won 2 awards as an outstanding actor for this web series. And I'm really just basically channeling Adam West and William Shatner.
Brilliant. Okay, I'm going to look those up afterwards. We'll see if we can get.
They're fun.
They sound excellent. So I take it you're a fan of YouTube.
Yeah. One of the things that really annoys me about Hollywood, and I'm sure you feel the same way about filmmaking, is how people waste time and money. And YouTube just gives you the opportunity to put stuff out there that would otherwise never make it. Sometimes people say, there's so much crappy filmmaking going on because it is so easy to do it. But it's so important to be able to work on your craft on a regular basis. And without things like YouTube or Vimeo or, Facebook and all that kind of stuff, actors tend to toil in obscurity and no one ever knows who they are. And it's really nowadays, especially for auditions, it's become the way to be seen. It used to be you'd send your picture and resume in and they'd call you in for a cold read, blah, blah, blah. But now, and we did this on Superseven, you'd contact people, you'd put out like an audition notice, and you'd say, do you have a link? And in the comfort of your own home with your coffee, you can just click on links and watch people on YouTube. And a lot of people have just put up audition stuff that they've shot on their phone. So, I think YouTube is brilliant for, actors trying to get things done.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I like about YouTube is I've been a filmmaker since I was a child, really. And I shot on Super 8 and things like that. And putting it in front of an audience was a big deal. You had to thread the projector, you had to hope the film wouldn't break, and you had to sort of gather people together, and there was just no way to get it out there. And now, children the age I was then are putting stuff out there, and it's being seen by thousands of people.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that we can make these stupid little films and put them out there, and they will find an audience, albeit not a huge one, but the people who want it can find it.
Exactly. I mean, without the internet, I wouldn't have found you, and you're the first guys who have accepted our film into a festival, which is wonderful. And you're half a planet away.
Yeah, indeed. You actually said that you might be attending, which I have to say, when I asked you, would you be coming? I was completely tongue-in-cheek, expecting you to go, no, I live on a different continent. Were you serious about coming?
I haven't had a vacation in many years, and I haven't been in London, England, for, good Lord, I think it was 2004 the last time I went.
Yeah.
And I've got friends over there, and, if it works out, I think it would be fun to come over and see it.
Well, we'll save a seat for you, Jerry. What's your next project going to be, do you think?
Well, I have several scripts in the pipeline for What Doctor. We tried to raise a little money for that, but crowdfunding is very, very difficult because there's so much stuff in the pipeline. But I have a feature film that I wrote. They always tell you to write what you know. And I wrote a ballet script based on the work I've done with my students for the Youth America Grand Prix, which is a prestigious ballet competition. And I took one of my students to the finals last year in New York. And I started, ruminating about, what if we had this thing, and I came up with this idea of two young dancers performing the same solo in a ballet competition, unbeknownst to each other until they actually get there. And it's the people who've read it have, liked it a lot. It again would be a very, very low budget thing. We put together, my director of photography and I put together 3 budgets. Our dream budget, which even at this large amount of money is very small. Our dream budget would be like $90,000. Our B budget would be $35,000, and the C budget, where nobody gets paid and we just pay for insurance and stuff, would be $12,000. So, and I have actors and dancers that I want to use. So that's my next big project. But projects, they come along in such really weird ways. I mean, my short film Tess. On a Sunday, I had no idea I was going to be doing a short film. On Monday, Tess Goodrich, the actress in it, one of my former students, posted a photo on Facebook of her on the beach. And she's a very dramatic person, as you can tell from the short film. And I said to her, we have to do a music video, because I saw this, and she was like, okay, great, and we tossed ideas back and forth very quickly, and that was on Monday. And she said, we decided we were going to shoot that Wednesday. So we got together on Wednesday afternoon with her and a friend of hers who's a photographer. We just took some pictures, and we shot for 3 or 4 hours. And I started editing it, and we tossed ideas back and forth for music because she had some favorite songs. And as I was doing the editing, it kind of had a life of its own. And I realized this was going to be a longer thing, so I cut the 12-minute version that you saw initially. And then went on an internet search, found some music, laid it in, it worked all perfectly. And so it grew from, nothing, and like 9 days later we had, a short film. So, I have my ballet film and I have What Doctor, but I mean, pick up the phone in 5 minutes and get another idea for something, and that'll be done in another 2 weeks. Because I mean, as you can tell, I try not to waste time.
Yeah, and I loved your attitude. I wrote you back a not very polite email, sort of saying, "I'm sorry, I've got to reject this because it's too long, and I need it down to 4 minutes." And you immediately got back to me going, "Yeah, all right." And I think the following day the edit was in my mailbox.
It was close. It took me like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, your festival is a limit of 8 minutes, so obviously, 12 is too long. So that was completely expected. But your email it started out very complimentary, and it wasn't anything that was, God, this sucks. Oh, it's terrible. And a 4-minute version, we might not even like that. And you're an editor, so you understand what you're talking about. And it's not like you were my producer who paid for this movie and I gave him a cut and he goes, okay, you've got to cut your child's arm off. I still have the 12-minute version, which I'm sending to other people, but you were very direct and apologetic at one point. So I was like, sure, I can make a 4-minute film. It's not like I've worked 2 years and spent $50,000 on this. It's not going to kill me. And it gave me an opportunity to see what I could do to distill this idea from 12 minutes down to 4 and see if I could keep the same kind of feel to it. And, when I mentioned to Tess that, we had somebody interested in putting it into a festival, but they, felt it was a little bit long, could we do a shorter version? And at first she was a little bit, upset about it because she liked it a lot. And then when I showed her the 4-minute version, she said, I like this too, can I show this around? So, this is a win-win situation for everybody.
Okay, can you do me a 2-minute version then?
Well, I have a trailer that's only a minute 15 or something.
Yeah.
So I can say to that.
No, so we'll stick with the one I've got, thank you very much. Okay.
I'll just take the 4-minute version and speed it all up.
That's an excellent idea, yes.
And then I can put it to the Benny Hill thing.
Oh, no, I don't. Family friendly. Well, I think I've kept you for long enough, Jerry. Thank you very much for talking to me. And
thank you, Martin.
And we hope to see you in September.
That would be wonderful. And we'll keep in touch. If I come up with something else, I'll let you know.
And do spread the word. We want more films from more people.